Okay, hey team. I'm by myself. I'm laying in our bed waiting for the next of 3 more basketball games out of 6 today. And I just did a recap on Super Saturday, and I wanted to record it really quick because I didn't know if I'd have the time to do an official meeting. So I just wanted to do this recording and then send it on my page so y'all can watch it, for those of you that didn't get to go. I'm whispering because my sweet husband is trying to take a 12-minute nap before we go to the next thing. So talk about how we do this from anywhere, and here I am sitting under the covers with a football game behind me. So I'm going to share my screen. I put it together quickly on a PowerPoint, and just want to go through some of the main things that they trained us on. Ultimately, the bottom line was no matter what level you're on, we should all be aiming to go silver every single month. Every single ambassador, no matter what your rank. Diamond should always be trying to add 3 people. And so they basically want to train us all on what it takes to try to add 3 people and grow business. So let me share my screen and go get my PowerPoint here. Make it bigger. Okay. Just real quick. First thing, they basically summarized it as 5 main steps for building our business. Let me move this out of the way so you can see. And those are to build our vision, create a networking plan, increase your knowledge of Plexus in the industry, share Plexus, and exercise healthy business practices. So let me go to the next one here. The first thing about building our vision, guys, number one, we talk about this a lot. We have to identify why. Why are we doing this? Why are we getting involved in the company? Why did we join it? Of course, we know the products intrigued us, but why have we joined to be ambassadors? So talk about focus on your purpose for why you're doing this. It is, and I love this statement, it's the emotional fuel that propels you forward. So if your why is to pay for private school for your children, or to get healthy so you don't die young like your family history has, people in your past in your family, or you need to make extra money to actually pay the power bill. You need to make ends meet, whatever it could be. We have to focus on it. They always also talk about how our why will evolve and change. Sarah Marble spoke at ours yesterday, and she talked about how hers started when she was 90 pounds overweight from having children, and just was sick of it and lost weight. And her motivation and why has now changed to helping other people to lose the weight they need to get healthy like they should, and make money for their families and contribute and have careers or purpose in helping people. So keep in mind that your why can change, and that's okay. So I think that a lot of times we all would have to just admit vanity. We all wanted to look good, feel better, and if we could lose some weight while getting healthy, of course that's wonderful. Then we need to identify our goals. And I think many of you maybe heard this in certain, if you've ever taken any business courses, they talk about SMART, and that stands for specific, measurable, action-oriented, realistic, and time-specific. So you can't just be like, I want to be a diamond, or I want to make a lot of money. You can't be that broad and stroked, or you'll never achieve it. So we have to be specific and more time, specific. So an example is, I want to go silver, which is signing 3 level 1s, and get 3 customers by reaching out to my prospect list in private message, or on emailing people, and spending 10 to 15 hours a week doing that by the end of January. I have 2 typos there. Sorry, guys. Then they talk about build your belief. We need to build our belief not only in this industry, but in our specific company, and then in ourselves. The industry, we need to do more research on multi-level marketing. I think the more I hear Celeste and some of these other people talk, we have it so great, guys. There are so many MLMs that they do have a bad rap because they've not been done well. But yet, this is an incredible, incredible industry and opportunity. Belief in our company, guys. I've been doing this for almost 3 years. This next week or 2 will be my anniversary or whatever. And the ethics and the way this company's run, they've never, ever not done what would be best for us and the ambassadors and the customers. For example, when the children's chewable vitamin came out, the very first convention, it had some sort of color dye in it. And the ambassadors immediately freaked out, started messaging, and they said, oops, sorry, halt. And they completely reformulated it and took that out. They did what was right and what we asked for. So there are just like countless examples of how this company is doing things right. I mean, we're debt free, guys. We're not levered up. I don't know if y'all know, Bed Bath and Beyond, the store, and Linens and Things. I don't know if you remember that, but Linens and Things went out of business. And I remember asking someone in Bed Bath and Beyond, like, where did the Linens and Things go? And they said, well, they were so levered up in debt that they couldn't stay in business. We are a debt free company. It's insane. We do not have shareholders to answer to. We're not public. So this company is doing it right, and you can tell they're hiring more and more amazing talent to equip us, which is awesome. I mean, Sarah Marble said when they started, they didn't have trainings and back offices and team pages and videos and stuff. They had to figure it out themselves. So we're really blessed, and we need to take advantage of that. Belief in ourselves is huge, and I'm working on that myself. I think I talk about how sometimes I don't know my identity in Plexus, in believing in myself and getting behind this stuff, because guys, we know these products are amazing, and we know they're safe, and we know they're healthy, and we know we're not pulling the wool over anybody's eyes and tricking anybody. This is all, it feels so good to do something good and right. So we've got to get the confidence, building confidence, stepping out of our comfort zone, doing this video right now. It used to be just terrifying to do kind of public speaking. This is fun. We're learning that it's comfortable and you can share. Ask me, ask Andrea. Let's talk to our uplines if we have other things. I think building belief in ourselves is also some more of these, reading some of these books I think Julia Carti's team is doing How to Win and Influence People, a lot of John Maxwell leadership books. There's a book called Flip Flop CEO. I mean, there's lots and lots of books that we can find. I think it's on that Success on Demand that tells us lots of different resources that we just need to be thumbing through. You don't have to write novels on them. You don't have to do massive book reports on them. Let's just be constantly filling our minds with things, and it's going to come more naturally to us. Then they talked about creating a vision board. And I used to think, it's kind of a pain and cheesy. I got to get magazines and cut things out. But Sarah Marble talked about how it took her 9 months to go silver, I think, at least, maybe more than that. Then it took her however long to get to emerald. And when she did, her goal was to make sapphire. And I think she was going to speak at a convention here in Dallas 3 years ago. I can't remember the exact specifics, but basically, y'all, she bought a sapphire colored blue dress and had it hanging up in her sight, in her closet every single day to remind her that she was going for that. So creating little visuals that really keep our dream on the forefront and our goals on the front so we don't just forget, because life does get busy. So I thought that was a really cool story. I love this quote. It said, visualization sets achievement into motion. And Sarah Blakely said that, the founder of Spanx, who was told, a million times it was not going to work. And I think she had a great, vision board. The next thing we talked about, creating the networking plan. And that's how we're going to tell people and share, what is our, ammo, right? Our weapons. And having it in sight. They talked about having the dream board. Gosh, I have all these typos, guys. I'm so sorry. I'm just noticing. I did this 15 minutes ago. Anyway, they talked about an elevator speech. So we don't get nervous. And when someone asks what you do, you don't start getting apologetic or, throw up in the mouth, just I don't know what it is, and you get all nervous. So they gave this great little template. I am blank who works with blank who want to blank in order to blank. And so I filled one out like this. I'm a stay-at-home mom who works with my friends and family who want to be healthier for their families while having flexibility in order to make extra income for my family. It's a health and wellness company called Plexus. Have you heard of it? And she talked about, and when someone says, no, I don't know what that is, act totally surprised. Be like, oh, really? You haven't? Oh my gosh, I've got to tell you about this. It's unbelievable. I can't believe you've never heard of it. The Amy Paul said something like, she's a homeschooling mom of 7. They live in a bus that travels all over and they don't even live anywhere. And she says things like, offer hope to tired and defeated parents. Have you heard of Plexus? I mean, she will just say it. Have you heard of it? And let them answer open-ended questions. But having your quick little paragraph like this that you kind of know and memorize. And one thing I always say too, when people say, well, what's Plexus? I'm like, well, it's this health and wellness company and they sell only about 15 products, but the main product is Pink Drink, basically. It was originally designed for type 2 diabetics to regulate blood sugar. And what they found is people were getting better cholesterol levels, lipid levels, their blood pressure was coming down, and people were losing weight. So, I mean, they marketed it as a weight loss company, but it really is all about wellness. And I've learned so much over the last 3 years, and I'd love to tell you about it. And people are like, oh, really? What do you mean? So just when I said it was originally designed for type 2 diabetics, it's a health and wellness business. Boom, boom, boom. Just having a couple key phrases that you're comfortable with so that you're not like, I don't know, never mind. Create your strengths list. I think we've heard about this before. And Frank stands for friends, relatives, acquaintances, neighbors, kid connections, and service organizations. Amy Paul also said social media, and someone else said, your spouse and their friends. I think Celeste Gwynn, one of her level ones, Dawn Higgins, Andrews, I think, is one of, I think she went to high school with Celeste's husband. So like she started tagging her husband. Now I don't tag my husband all the time, but a lot of his corporate people are on his page, and he does not, we're careful about being appropriate, making sure his employees don't feel like they have to buy from his wife. But there are many times that I, tag him in support of husband things and different random, very good generic ones that I'll just kind of ask permission, like, hey, Bob, I'm going to tag you in this, so maybe it'll reach some of your crowd. And then it says, how does that person connect to someone else? It's not about them. Maybe it's someone else. That, so you're reaching out to people who might be like, well, I don't know, but my aunt has diabetes. Make notes on how the products could work for them when they start talking about themselves. What comes to mind? And that's as we get more knowledge base in the products. So that leads to this: increase your knowledge of Plexus. Use the learning tools in our back office. Under the tools tab, y'all know there's a drop down that says multimedia library and shareables. Well, they keep loading this thing with the shareables, and they're awesome, and they're compliant. So we don't have to worry about typos or saying things we shouldn't say. We've got to be, and you can click on it and share it through Facebook or directly email it to someone. And that one, when you do it from your back office, will link to your website. So when they click on it, it goes to yours. That's awesome. Plexus Power Tools, I don't know if y'all have heard about this. It's $10 a year, and it is great for, again, compliant graphics, documents. It's awesome. It's awesome. Go look at it. It's really worth it. It's $10 a year. It's not a month or anything. Go through the Success Kit. If you're new and you got the welcome pack in that box, y'all, it's filled with amazing information. And the little index cards that are talking points on every single product, basically cliff notes on every product. And it's got the product price sheet for you. On each side, it's got the prices, and it's got wholesale, preferred, and retail. So a lot of times I've taken a picture of those and keep it on my phone, and I can send it to people because they'll ask how much things cost. And when they see how much cheaper it is to do preferred or wholesale, that may intrigue them. Then you can explain the whole ambassador side. They just rolled out a new winter catalog that's on there you can download and send. You can also order hard copies. Success on Demand, that's going to be more educating yourself in the industry. I think that's going to be more personal development as well. I need to look into that more. The 60-day trim up and other promotions. Know what's going on. When we advertise a promo code or free shipping or a contest, get people involved. That's how they can get into it and realize what a great company this is. Learn our compensation plan, y'all. I lead with this so many times. Once people start, and I think I'm going to start leading it now with prospects, is the business side. We've got to understand how we make money, because when you realize how well we can get paid doing this, that lights a fire under people. This isn't just like, oh yeah, I might get a check. I mean, my new level one the other day, Tisha Campbell was like, wait, I got an email that had $60 waiting on me. Wait, what? And her husband's like, why did $60 come in? Did you return something? And she was like, no. And she had signed a level one that bought a $199 welcome back. She ordered us some things over $100. So she got commission back on her own orders. So, when real money hits, or you go silver in that first few weeks, you go to work and you go silver in a week, and all of a sudden you get that $100 bonus plus what you made on when they joined. Real money hits your account. Money talks, guys. Read testimonials. Y'all friend more of us on Facebook. Friend people from the A team and Roz's team if you can. And I'll try to come up with a list of people I think you should try to follow. And then there's pages like, it's called Plexus Journeys. And there's lots of good pages where people put testimonials, y'all. That's how you're going to hear more and more stories. So when someone says something like, oh my gosh, I've had a migraine, you can be like, you know what? I keep reading these stories of people not having headaches anymore. I think there's something with the magnesium in our BioCleanse and the anti-inflammatory and the Slim. Like, I could tell. Let me look up some stories. I'll send them to you. We need to understand and follow the regulations of the FDA and the FTC. We know that they're not bad guys. Plexus Compliance is trying to protect us and make sure we don't say something we shouldn't say, promise anything, guarantee anything, and get ourselves in trouble when we're just trying to help people. So it's very, very important we understand what we're posting and to do it right, okay? Sharing, okay, y'all, we know this is the key to it. And social media is actually a huge piece, but I've decided that posting is great and we need to do it very habitually. I think 2 posts at least a day, maybe 3 mixed in with your other posts to let people know you're still involved and that you are doing this and you take it serious. But the bottom line is the rubber hits the road when you message people. Even if they like your post, all you do is go message them, like, hey, I noticed you like my post. Thanks so much for your interest. I love your support. I'd love to tell you more. It'll at least engage them. They may ignore you, they may not. But I've had people make little comments, and that's how it started my conversation. I've gone and written them offline. So again, this will talk about this stuff here. They talked about storytelling. This girl did a good video on how you make it engage a story. You know, they need to be engaging and impactful, and live, beyond the interaction, and connect with people. You know, why are you doing this? Why do you love the products? Like, well, I love them because I don't need a 2 o'clock nap anymore, and I'm a nicer mom, and my daughter's eczema's gone away, and my husband sleeps better. You know, what can this opportunity bring? And by the way, I just paid for a trip to Disney for our family. Like, it's so much fun. Try not to ramble. Ask them questions. You know your stories and know your details, but don't memorize. Don't sound like you're rattling off some little speech you memorize. It's not authentic. Bring it up in conversation. As you know, guys, the more and more we know this stuff, everywhere I go, I'm standing in the line at Target the other day, and this girl's like, I'm buying my daughter a journal because she can't sleep at night, so she wants to write things down. I'm like, wow, I've never slept better out there since I started this probiotic I take. And she's like, well, tell me about it. So I gave her my card. Bring it up in conversations. Ask open-ended questions. Act interested in them, so you don't have to worry about being interesting. You're on the phone. If you're hesitant, dig in. It says, share with them why do you think it'd be great. Like, compliment people. I mean, it doesn't have to be authentic, but say you would be great at this. Like, you have so many friends. You know, you've got a health story that I know you want help with. Things like that. Why would you be a great addition to the team? Tell them, like, I would love doing this with you. The more I watch people on Facebook on these teams, they're doing it with their best friends from college and from camp they grew up with, their neighborhoods, or they're all the best friends from school with the moms and theater, or their kids are on this basketball team, and all these moms that do stuff, and they're always together. They're doing it now together. It's fun, guys. Talk about how fun it is. I mean, we all know the ones that have all been at Super Saturday and that went and that keep going to these same groups of us that keep going to these events know how fun it is. If they're asking you about it on social media, like I already said, go send them a private message on the side, but post that in your post. Like in the comment, if they say something, message, I'm going to message you, because when I see that, I'm curious. I'm like, ooh, what did she go message her? Now I'm jealous and I'm curious. Ask them if they know anybody else that, you know, that could benefit from these products. And if they do, be like, see, and these people, you could already tell about it, and you could already get a business going. And like we said, friending each other and commenting on each other's third-party validation. Like when someone I don't know commented on how great somebody else's product is, and not just my friend telling me about it, I'm like, oh, even more people? I don't even know. All these people are saying this? Okay. You know, it's like peer pressure, but it's good peer pressure because we know it's good. Confidence is key, guys. And I know sometimes that takes time, and that does come from the knowledge. Like the more you know, the easier it's going to be to talk about it. So keep reading. I mean, my husband sees me on my phone all my time, but I tell him I'm reading, I'm soaking in articles and cool testimonies and stories of people all on and on, so that I feel like I can share. Offering improved physical and financial health is, you know, be confident about that. You're going to feel so much better. And oh my gosh, it's so fun to get a check and go get a manicure. Then I didn't have to ask my husband to budget in manicures this month. Follow up. The key is follow up, y'all. People are busy. You know, I saw a mom at the basketball game today, and she had asked me about the probiotic. And so it was when they came out with something new the other day, and the back office was kind of slow. And so I texted her and said, oh, so good to see you at the game. You know, thanks for the snacks for Dex. You know, let me know if you try to order again. She's like, oh my gosh, I just told my husband, I was so glad I saw you. It reminded me I need to order. So hopefully she's going to order here in the next little while when she gets kids to bed. Link interactions with the next one. Take a look. You know, say something like, hey, check out my site and I'll let you know. I'll call you tomorrow. Or I look forward to hearing from you. If you let me know if you have any questions, and then write them back. Do you have any questions? Did you look at that? No does not mean never, guys. A lot of people, I've had people, take things 2-3 years ago, quit and come back. I've had people, like I said the other day, a guy from high school asked me about it in March. And I was like, okay, I'm busy. Whatever. I don't know. Yeah. And then he bought the other day. Took him 9 months to buy. Please don't give up. Please don't think this happens overnight. What do they say? That it takes 5 to 12 contacts with people before 80% of sales happen, guys. So do not think, oh, well, they're not going to do it. We have to keep bugging them, but you can do it tactfully. You can do it nicely. You can do it not too often. But I mean, I have a lot of one-sided conversations on Facebook Messenger, and then people are like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I'm rarely on Messenger. I just saw this. Yes, here's my phone. Text me or email me, and I'd love to look at it. I love this. It's not about you. It's about Plexus. Be like a waitress who's passing out coffee there, and they might not be ready for it then, but if you keep making the rounds, they'll eventually want some coffee and need a refill. If you get a no thanks, ask why. It's not about them. It's about everyone else. why right now? They could be a budget thing, and you could explain to them how they can get their product paid for. It could be a skeptical thing. Well, you want me to show you more about the ingredients. It could be, figure out what their hesitation is or skepticism is, and try to work through those things. And then Sarah Marble did a great thing on balancing, having balance and healthy business practices. One thing she talked about is have an accountability partner, a partner you want to do this with. It. We all work together, but maybe one that you have more of like, hey, I'll text you, and in 20 minutes, let me know that you've messaged 5 people. Okay, go. Challenge each other. Set each other little goals. Having someone to hold you accountable and challenge you will inspire you. Choose someone with common interests or attainable goals. And like common time, maybe you're both stay-at-home moms or both at work. That maybe at nighttime you got to do it more often. Or find someone that can work with you when y'all schedules work together. Create a daily routine, whatever that is. Make it your routine. And Sarah Marble talked about, the morning she gets up at 6:30, gets her kids up, out the door, school, drops everybody, and by, the time she takes everybody to school and preschool, she's at the gym from 9 to 10, and then she comes back and she's had 3 hours of work. She's like, but when I took the gym off the schedule, I never went. She's like, keep things, have balance, make a routine. And our work needs to be income-producing activity. It cannot be surfing Facebook. It's fun to surf and good, but we have to have like a to-do list the night before. Sit down, do it, then search. And that'll probably help you find the list of, when you surf, you'll find more people you can contact the next day when you sit down because you've seen some other people talking about whatever's going on. Cultivate a healthy mindset. Always be positive. Don't talk about what you can't do. I love when they said, you either can or you can't, but you're going to believe. What was that quote? If you believe you can or you believe you can't, either way, it's right. And I like this. Be a master of your moments. Make sure when you're working, you're not just surfing. I think that's, here's a little template for income-producing activities just for an hour. Here's some ideas. Spend 20 minutes reaching out to five new people. Introduce 2 more people to Plexus. Take 10 minutes to follow up with your wholesale ambassadors and your customers or previous people you've reached out with. 10-minute respond to anybody that's asked you things. And even on the team members have asked you stuff. Answer things on our team pages. Plan out your Facebook page. Use Buffer or Notepad if needed to make posting easier later. Buffer, set up posts and they'll go automatically at what time of day. Plus, I don't know if y'all know that the thing on Facebook, the little arrow on posts that you can drop down and hit save, and then they save them all in one folder. So when you see a great thing that you don't have time to read, or that'd be a good one for you to copy and paste and make your own, just keep them there and you don't have to create and take up space on your computer. And then 10 minutes engaging on Facebook. Talk to people. I don't know if y'all know, a lot of people have been told on Facebook, if you just like someone's post, that doesn't engage them. You have to actually make a comment to keep engaging their feed and them seeing your feed. So you've got to be actually, even if it's like a picture of their kid doing something cute, just like, oh, adorable, or it was so great to see you, or whatever. Say something and engages their news feed. And like they said, do this last, or otherwise you'll do that and then you'll run out of time and you won't message anybody. And I'm guilty of that, trust me. Then the newest contest for January is January Jumpstart. They're giving away a customized Plexus Garmin Vivo Active watch, those fitness watches. And to win one, you've got to have 3 new level 1, so go silver, 3 personally sponsored qualified ambassadors with welcome packs they have to purchase. 3 new, I spelled preferred wrong, preferred customers with a minimum of 50 in their PV of their first order and 500 of your sales, which is easy to do because if you have 3 referred customers that buy Triplex and you buy it, you're pretty much at 500. So that shouldn't be too overwhelming. And I think we should all go for it because it's really fun to win it and to post about when you win it and how achievable it was. And it gets you silver and it gets your team growing. So it's all a win-win. So anyway, it's 5:38 and Charlie has a game at 6 o'clock. We got to go. So I'm going to fix my typos and post this on my team page and y'all can watch the video. Okay. How do I unshare? Okay. I'm not going to share my post. All right, guys, let's do it in 2017. Let's build our business. There's no reason every one of us cannot be successful. Okay. Love y'all. Bye.